too big a word. That's like mayonnaise. I'm sure that's the biggest word I know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on into the Week 2 Witching Hour stream. I'm Tom Viola here for Unabated, and we are back at it again this week. Now, of course, if you joined us last week, first off, thank you so much for being back, and thank you for everyone for tuning in here. But we're still, finding the groove on these streams here. Maybe last week, a little too much Scott Hansen, a little too much play-by-play. This week, we're going to be changing it up a little bit, making our tweaks, making our adjustments here, and we are going to be trying to talk about as many of the numbers as we can. If we can find some in-game spots, we will be doing that. And hey, please be sure to throw in your questions, comments, say hi. I am here for all of your chats. I'm here to hang out with you guys as we talk through this slate of games. We got a whopping amount of games going off in the first half here. And let's take a look at the unabated screen. We'll go to the live numbers. We'll go spot some second half numbers. We're going to try and do everything here. We'll play around with the teaser tool, look at some teasers for potentially the late slate of games here. Not sure that we're going to have too much on the agenda, but it looks like we might be able to find something here depending on where we shop. We'll see about that. We'll look at some in-game numbers. But right now, let's take you around the halftime scoreboard updates and see what's going on right now. The biggest shocker's got to be going into half right now. 6-6 between the Ravens and the Raiders. Could we be seeing another upset brewing here? Because this would be the second week in a row we see the top selected team in the Circa Survivor contest go down. Ravens, of course, closed that game as an 8-point to 9-point favorite. We got some late money coming in on the Ravens that pushed it up to 9 there. We'll see what happens in the second half. Right now, you can still get Ravens minus 6.5 on the in-game number. Then we've got Tampa versus the Lions. This one, the Lions also went off as an 8-point favorite here. Could be another massive upset. I'm surprised this one got to 8, quite frankly. I think Tampa is a good team here. As the Ravens are driving, by the way, with 30 seconds left. So they might be able to get another Justin Tucker field goal attempt off. But let me tell you, the long ones have not been automatic. He's already missed one in this game. Moving on down the pipe here, the Saints and the Cowboys. You want to talk about a game that's already almost done and is going to kill my Jamal Williams unders, because if it's garbage time again and the Saints are just bringing out the subs, that's going to kill me. But Saints going off as 6.5-point dogs, trying to seal the upset there. The dogs be barking. It's going to be 35-16 headed into the half there as Brandon Aubrey nails a field goal there. And the Chargers, the only team taking care of business right now, is in fact the Los Angeles Chargers. And let me tell you, God bless on this team. God bless the Chargers for getting it done. That's my survivor pick here. Was a little worried about them, but it looks like things are going okay. Knock on wood through one half of football, up 20-0 on the Panthers. They close as a 4.5-point favorite there. Coming out of halftime here, the Cleveland Browns up 13-3 on the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was a 3-pointer that closed on the number at 3 here. And the Browns right now looking pretty good. Jacksonville not looking good so far in this game. Shifting over to the total market for those first couple of games that we've gone through so far. Right now, you're looking pretty dead on the under for the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Baltimore Ravens here. 12 points through the first half. They're going to need a 30-point second half. Can very well be done. Meanwhile, the Lions-Bucks game, people anticipated this one being a bit of a high score. We are behind pace right now for that whopping 52 total. And the Saints and the Cowboys already over in the first half. That's a rocking chair bet for you. Saints could be very good. I don't know. We'll have to see. But this team all of a sudden bears some watching here after 2 good weeks. Granted, one was against the Panthers, but hey, we'll see what's going on with this team. Again, guys, throw your questions, comments, anything in the chat. We are here to talk and chill and hang out and have a good time. That's what the goal is here. And, of course, to try and make some money. Meanwhile, Green Bay and Malik Willis, they are already into the second half here, and they are up 10-0. Not looking good on the total going over there. Green Bay is going to try and pound that rock. They closed as 2-point dogs, though, and currently on the live line, you can get Green Bay minus 10.5. Oh, man, I do not mind some Colts plus 10.5 in this one. I'll tell you that much. That feels like basically putting the game at a pregame pick 'em here. I mean, I'm inclined to believe that the Colts finally get it going at some point here, but wow, 10.5 on a game that is currently a 10-point spread. Seahawks and Patriots. It is 17-13 Seahawks to end the half there. Jansen Webb, I took Jacobs under 17.5 carries. He had 20 in the first half. Oof. That is a very, very rough one. Dave Clark says Colts receivers have not been receiving. Yeah, I've seen some of that. Anthony Richardson is just going to have to try and do his best Malik Willis impression, I guess. I mean, this is a guy who can run the football. They're going to have to do some of that in the second half. But only down 10-0. You can still lean on the run game a little bit there. How about my Vikings? And by my Vikings, I mean my Sam Darnold. I will always be a believer in the Darnold, and up 13-7 to end the first half here over the 49ers. You're getting Vikings -2 here now. And I know the 49ers, they haven't been playing their best ball so far, but man, Vikings -2, that feels like a lot. Let's take a look at the money line here. We've got you got +116 at Pinnacle here on the 49ers. Nothing else that I'd really want to take there when it comes to these numbers. I'm not really willing to lay the -105. Sport Trade's got a +106. That's a little bit nice, but when you got +116 over here at Pinnacle, that's telling me not to take a bet on this game here. As let's see, RIP Jim Robinson, RIP Willis, and Knicks +250 250 plus escalator straight into the sun. Yeah, that was probably a donation there. I have the Malik Willis over at 160. I am not happy about that, but hey, you gotta some bets you're just like, yeah, this was dumb and I shouldn't have made it. As the Giants score right before the half to make it 12-9 over there. And that, of course, happened a little while ago. I'm seeing a replay here. I've literally got every single game up on my screens right now. I believe I've got every game. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't have every game because I have 7 games going. So I am missing something here. But I will I've got Red Zone on, and I believe I will be able to make whatever else I have here. All right. In the meantime, here the Ravens have scored to end the half. It's going to be 6-9. Nice going into the halftime. Going into halftime there. Some games coming out of the half now, and let's take a look at some. Second half spreads. See if we have anything available. Nothing for the in-game numbers here, but if I move over to live, you do have the Packers have put up more points now. It is now 13-0. So that explains why that game was at a 10-point spread there. Jets currently driving as I am trying to parse through the games and see which games are at halftime and which games are at halftime and which games are showing replays, which games are live here. As we get a roughing the passer call and things getting chippy in that New York Jets Tennessee Titans game right now. Let's look at some first quarter lines for the next couple of games here, because this is a high volatility market, as Captain Jack likes to say, but we do have a couple decent edges coming down the pipe here when it comes to some of these lines. Mostly here, we got a Cardinals first quarter edge of plus 5.3% here at BetMGM, -111 there. An interesting bet if you want to take it. Again, these are very volatile markets. There's a lot of coin flips. I lost Giants Commanders one right at the death on today, and the Lions just never had a chance here as they have not been playing good ball so far. Let's take a look back at the live numbers that we've got going on for the full game right now. As far as our live money lines here, we've got, of course, the Ravens still a very heavy favorite, as Breece Hall is breaking one for the New York Jets, and he's going to be down into the red zone here, probably around the 25-30, so maybe not quite the red zone just yet, but right around that neighborhood for us as the Jets starting to drive now. And who knows, as a Jets fan here, Lord knows that is the game I have the most rooting interest in, as the Carolina Panthers are on the board. Can I interest you, ladies and gentlemen, in some Carolina 17-1 at FanDuel to come back and win this game? I mean, if anybody's going to be bad, the Chargers are the team that can blow it. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen today for the sake of my Survivor entries here. Ravens, I don't know. You're not sweating quite yet, but that's one that we're definitely going to keep on watch for the Survivor sweat here. as we head down the wire in these games, but they're at halftime right now. So that's going to be one to really monitor as we get close to the end. Let's see what else we have going on. Let's take a look at the teaser tool. This is it's the start of the third quarter for a bunch of these games here. Hopefully in the coming weeks, we're going to have some more fun tools that we can look at and really dive into the in-game portion of the screen. But for now, let's take a look at the teaser tool and let's take a look at some of the potential lines that we have on our later games coming up here. Because in the 1 o'clock window here, we've got at least one usable leg here in the Cardinals game. And then from there, you almost get to 2 usable legs. Not quite there. We built a slightly plus EV teaser, but it's all just really piggybacking off of that Cardinals line here. I don't hate it. You've got a slight edge, but it's not enough for me to really be trying to pound the rock and take some late action on this one. But we will, of course, be watching because we had a lot of teaser potential in the first couple of games here. The Lions, right now, they are the team poised to kill a bunch of teasers, as I'm sure there were a lot of people teasing that one down to 1.5. Still surprised that game got up that high, personally. So definitely keeping an eye on that one as we get around here. And we do have some games coming out as 4th and 17 for the Vikings right now, so they're going to punt. I'm going to take my first sip of water, but hey, no energy drinks today. We are good. We are rocking it all natural today. It's all right. What else do we have going on right now that we can take a look at in the NFL market here? Let's take a look at some props for the late games. We'll see what's going to happen. We're going to use our friend Derek Carty's projections from the Blitz here, and we'll just meander around the prop screen for a little while we take a look at these before we start getting into really the meat of the third quarter here and start seeing some good opportunities for in-gaming some of these lines. So we'll fire up the simulator here. As we'll take a look around the NFL, looks like the Lions driving right now, trying to even things back up here versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there we go. We got some numbers coming through now. And so, yeah, looking in the later games, if you've got Fanatics, Keenan Allen, his receiving under looking pretty good for you. I'm a little worried about that with Rome Odunze, but Odunze is going to play in the game. I really like that Jaleel McLaughlin under 20.5 yards if you can get that at Fanatics. But I think that they have some slow numbers here because they are off market on a bunch of these. Pat Freiermuth is another one there that's really worth keeping an eye on. But we got some decent edges on the prop screen for some of these later games here. I'm definitely liking some of these as we're going to bounce around right now. And let's go back over to the odd screen. And we'll examine some of these totals that might be coming down to the wire as we get closer to it. One game to keep an eye on right now. We are at 30 in the Patriots-Seahawks game. Got to be feeling pretty good on that. This might be your official jinx watch, just a heads up to everybody. Titans Jets. This is one that I think is a little bit interesting here as, oh my word, Breece Hall. Aaron Rodgers throws a dime to the end zone and Breece Hall makes the diving reception. That's going to be a touchdown and the Jets going to be up 13-10, extra point pending here. Seriously, I'm not trying to just be a homer here, and we're going to give you plenty of updates on other games. But, man, that is a great play by Breece Hall right there for the touchdown. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold over here on my far screen, and he's going to throw an incomplete pass there. And looks like they're bringing out Gene Steratore, so not sure exactly what the rule going on there is. But let's take a look, compare some of these totals to their live numbers here. Because we had some 40.5s, we had some of that. Let's see. Okay. Raiders-Ravens is already down to 35. Meanwhile, off of a total of 52 in the Lions-Tampa game, that's down to 44. A total of 77. 77 in the Saints Cowboys game here. This is just quite absurd. But Aaron Rodgers has another touchdown as a member of the Jets. I am happy about that. Meanwhile, we've got a total now hanging around 40 in this Panthers game, which is right on pace with what we were looking for there. Jacksonville versus Cleveland, that total is down to 35.5 off of a closing number of 41.5. And let's take a look at the Colts and the Seahawks here. Colts game down to 30, and you can't imagine that one's going to be going back up much. Packers going to be very happy to just bleed that clock. Meanwhile, Seattle versus New England here. That game, that total is now at 50. Nope, just moved again. It's now down to 46.5, 45.5, which is a little bit above where we were looking at the end of at the start of the game here. Ooh, as the Saint 49ers are now driving here. Brock Purdy trying to make a run for it on that one. And again, we're going to stay off of most of the play-by-play, but I will still keep you updated on things that really matter here. As here we go, the Lions and the Buccaneers. The Lions have scored again, and it's been another field goal here for the Detroit Lions. Not really what you're looking for when it comes to points in this game. I hope you have not bet the over in this one, as that is a very, very, low-scoring game here. Mostly field goals so far, except for a Chris Godwin touchdown. All right, I'll throw it to you guys in the chat. What do you guys want to look at here? We've monitored some totals here. We can switch back over to the in-game numbers and switch back over to the spreads. Where are we putting our eyes right now? The Chargers have just scored. It's 23-3 in that game now, and you are getting Chargers minus 20.5. So if you believe they can charger it, or the Panthers can put anything resembling an offense together, maybe that's a number that you're interested in grabbing, but I, for one, would not be interested in taking it right now. A little more interested in this Browns number if you can get it. I mean, we got some 7s, so you can get some 7.5s in the marketplace right now. They're a little bit juiced, but this is assuming that Jacksonville can really come back and make this one a game here. They haven't resembled much offensively yet. The Colts are on the board. It is 13-3 in that one, and they are now 9.5-point dogs versus this Green Bay team that is very much going to be trying to keep away here in this one. And once we start getting down towards the fourth quarter, we'll start looking at some of these games and saying, oh, okay, like what are we coming down to near the closing numbers here? Andrew Rivers says San Fran's number is fishy here. +2? San Fran +2 in this one? And then let me switch it to the money line here. All right, Bookmakers got +128. Pinnacle's got +115. You're getting a +124 at FanDuel? Is that number real? If that number is real right now, I'm interested in taking it. That's now down to +118 here. We're seeing some moves. But yeah, I'm with you on this one. I think I am going to be making a bet on this game here. I think I am going to be taking San Francisco if I can find a nice number like that. ESPN's got +110. FanDuel's now down to +110. Circa up to +115. So let me see what I can do here. Yep, I've got 49ers +110 here, but I'm going to switch over to my trusty Circa app and see what I can grab them at there, because if I can get +115, I would rather do that for obvious reasons, but that is a number I'm interested in taking here. And this isn't necessarily betting advice. This is just where I am going on this game here, guys. But I'm looking at it. You got +120 and +128 at Bookmaker and Pinnacle now. That line is a little bit ugly. I agree on the fishiness here. What do you think, Andrew? We've also got some spreads, but we got some pretty dead money on them. So that's what I'm curious about. Is I'm going to throw on some background music here. I think that is something that I need for this game. There we go. All right. I got the background going. You guys might not be able to hear it, but it's going to help me with staying energized a little bit in this one. You know what I mean? as we take a look here at some of these numbers and how they are ever changing. We've got some in-play pro football here, NFL, in-game going on. All right, I've got 49ers +2 here. 49ers +2 or 49ers +115 on the money line. That's the best look that I'm getting in the marketplace right now. I'm going to grab a little bit of that. And never mind, it is off the board here at Circa. Still, nonetheless, I think that's something that I'm interested in taking coming out of these timeouts here, you know? San Fran number a little bit fishy. Let's take a look at some other of these numbers and see if we can find some discrepancies here in the spreads. And I'm finding 49ers +128 now, but I'm taking a look at this game, and the reason for that is it looks like the Vikings, Sam Darnold is throwing dimes here, and the Vikings now driving. They've gotten up to their own 30 on this one. And now we're getting up to +140. So let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. Maybe it's a good thing that we didn't take that number. San Fran getting gashed on defense right now as Aaron Jones comes out of the break, and he gets 9 on that one. Vikings already up to the 40 here. Okay, so that's one that we're going to keep an eye. We're going to keep an eye on that game because I'm going to wait this drive out, I think, before making any sort of move on one of those numbers. But I would be very surprised to see San Francisco lose this game at the end as the Titans punt that away. So we got a bunch of punt action going on right now. Seahawks receiving the ball from the Patriots here on a punt off of a 4th and 1. Vikings still driving here. And the Patriots going to send that punt away. Fair catch by the Seahawks. They'll start their drive at the 10. The Washington Commanders making this one a game here. It is 12-12 now in a game that's just crying out for a scoregami. Wags says Cowboys spread. Let's take a look. Cowboys. They currently do have the ball. This is nice. Yeah, this is nice. I'm liking this. Everybody just if you want to throw your questions about some of these in-game numbers in here, because I can just look at the in-game, look at the game, and tell you Cowboys spread, you're paying the speculation price for it here because they are very much in the red zone. They're down at their own 8-yard at the Saints 11-yard line here, 2nd and 10. And you're getting them at 9.5, 8.5. You're obviously these totals are going to be coming off the board. These numbers are going to be coming off the board within the plays here as Sam Darnold makes a move around and eventually he just gets sacked there. And that is going to push this 49ers. That's going to push that Vikings drive back a little bit. Let's check it out here. 49ers got up to as high as +190, and now they are plummeting back down to earth. All right, Cowboys spread. I feel like this is one where you really want to see this crucial 3rd and 8 play before you decide anything here. And looking at it, a bunch of numbers coming off the board, and now they're popping up even higher. So I'm going to guess not only do they not get it, Dak Prescott has fumbled the football, and the Cowboys do manage to recover. So they will get a field goal attempt out of this one. But that was a very, very bad mistake there that knocks the Cowboys out of range. Jansen Webb saying, oh my, a fumble here. Great play by this receiver. I'm not sure who it is that's number 1 anymore with some of these with some of these number changes, but man, Dak not even really a ball control thing. It's not that Dak didn't it's not that Dak didn't see it. Tolbert, that can't be Jalen Tolbert. Is it? Oh yeah, Jalen Tolbert makes sense. I'm thinking of Mike Tolbert, who's not there anymore. Brandon Aubrey going for another kick here. But yeah, that was a very big fumble. I'm glad I stayed away from that one. But now you are getting them on the other side there at the 10.5. It's going to be 35-19 here. So they are down 16. And let me tell you, this is a high pressure scenario for me having to do mental math. As the Ravens are driving once again, I think they're going to start breaking out in this one, but I still don't trust them to cover a full 9 points. But then again, the Raiders offense hasn't been able to do anything. I think this is where the defense starts to fall apart here. So I think that Ravens number is one to look at here. Now let's see. We've got San Francisco back. We got San Francisco back, and it looks like that we were getting up to plus 190 there when the Vikings were driving. That's come back down here. If you have Pinnacle and you can get that plus 117, I mean, I know that we feel dicey about it. As Dontavian Wicks cashes one of our props from one of our props from our show on Friday, the Blitz with Derek Carty. I'm waiting on one more Jameson Williams reception to cash a prop there, as Malik Willis is going nowhere near his 164 yards passing over. Yeah, Jansen, that was a good pick. Derrick Henry under. Michael saying, "G'day, Tom. Michael from Australia. Good luck." Hey, Michael, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us here from down under. Love having the extra support. What time is it over there in Australia right now? As I'm going to try and look at some of these games. Yeah, Ravens are starting to drive the football down as Aaron Rodgers goes down for another sack there. It's going to be 4th down. Jets are going to punt this one away. Seattle 3rd and 8 from their own 14-yard line. And the Ravens are on the 8 now, about to punch it in here. Yeah, I think the moment has passed. The moment to grab that Ravens number was just a little bit earlier here. You're still getting minus 9.5 at Caesars. If that's around, like if I can get minus 9.5 at Caesars right now, I'm jumping on that. Let's see. We got to act quickly in this. Michael says 5 a.m. just woke up. 15K in prop bets. Not going to sweat. Just going to run equity. That is how we want to do it. Yeah, I'm getting Ravens minus 9.5. I am taking that. Oh, and as I try to get it, it moves to 11.5. That is frustrating. That is very frustrating from Caesars here. Oh, man, 11.5. They're going to be up 10. I don't like that nearly as much. And now it's down to 12.5. I'm passing at this point. Just missed it by a little bit there. Caesars was asleep at the wheel. Yeah, Jansen. Oh man, that was a good line. That 9.5 was a good line, and there is the touchdown. So we just missed out on that one. The perils of in-game betting. Ooh, hello. We got something here in the 49ers game. Oh, Andrew says lol 49ers, as they looked like they were, what were they doing here? They got the ball back, and now, oh man, that's a rough interception there for the 49ers. Just bounces off a couple different players. Woo. Yep, that bounces off a couple different guys right there, and the Vikings are going to be in business in this game right now. Ooh. Not as many people took the 49ers in Survivor, but that's still a rough one to lose on if they cannot come back in this game. The Jets struggling against the Titans is going to definitely ding their Massey Peabody rating here. But let's see. All right, let's take a look back in at let's take a look back in at teaser watch here. Because let's pay attention to some of these games that were really big for some people's teasers. We had Ravens 8-9. That's a big one for the teasers. They're currently covering any of your teaser numbers there. The Lions are your big team that's in peril of blowing up a lot of teasers this year, this week. Depending on the number you got, maybe you found value on a Browns teaser, in which case you're feeling pretty good on that one. Packers player, if you played the Packers plus 8.5, you are feeling really good right now in that one. And then Seahawks Patriots, you're not sweating yet. You're feeling okay as the Vikings are going to pound it in for another touchdown here. That's going to be through the air, though. Sam Darnold hits another one here. Darnold dropping dimes. And let's take a look. Let's move up and see what the numbers are looking like on that game now. You're now getting Vikings -6. And the 49ers are up to plus 280 at Sport Trade here. You're actually getting a tiny bit of value at FanDuel and Caesars compared to the Pinnacle line. A tiny bit of value. It's a 2-score game. I don't know, 2-score game. The 49ers haven't been doing much, but do you trust them to come back in this one is the question, because now is a good time to buy in if you're going to do that. Yeah, some of these numbers are definitely adjusting around now. You're not getting quite as much value. If you can find a 260 like Caesars does have on the Vikings, on the 49ers, might be worth it. But hey, this could be that any given Sunday kind of game here. Man, once we get through to the fourth quarter here and things really start popping off in some of these games, although right now, just looking at your scoreboard update, we got a 10-point game between the Ravens and the Raiders. We have a very interesting potential upset alert here, and I'm very mad at myself for not taking Tampa this week. Just by, like, I know hindsight is 2020, but man, this Tampa team does not look bad as Will Levis just overthrows his receiver there, Calvin Ridley, and the Titans are going to punt as well. But I'm mad about not taking that Buccaneers game. That one seemed like a bridge too far when it got up past 7 there. Meanwhile, the Saints still just putting the hurting on the Cowboys right now. We'll see if the Cowboys can come back down 16. One game going exactly as we expected it. The Chargers and the Panthers here. And Chargers are rolling around here 23-3. And I think that this is one, you've got some 20 and a halves. This is one where the Chargers are definitely going to be just inclined to kill the clock, as we have a punt block. The Jets special teams was a disaster last week for them. This week, coming in hot here, blocking a punt. They're going to have 1st and 10 in deep in Titans territory after that blocked punt there, as the Seahawks. It looks like the Patriots punt one deep into the end zone here. As Jansen Webb says, Colts shank a field goal 2. Andrew Rivers saying Titans going to tighten. Yeah, the Titans are tightening hard right now, but can the Jets jet is the question. You're getting Jets -7 here. I want negative part of this game, because I do. If anything, I'm taking Titans +7 right now, just because I don't think that the Jets are going to be able to hold on to that. But that's a purely speculative number, and I should probably stop. So I should probably stop with all the speculation there on some of these live games and just focus on the numbers here, guys. I'm sorry about that. Meanwhile, this Vikings number, what's going on in this game here? We've got a flag on the field. 49ers, of course, do have the ball back. We'll see about this penalty here. The Raiders had 4 rush yards in the first half and 43 total yards. This Raiders offense is really terrible, and you have to wonder how long before we see AOC out there. Not that he was much better last year. I do think this is a team that is going to be genuinely stuck in the mud this season and is going to look to unload some assets at the trade deadline here. As Minshew uncorks one downfield as I say that, and Brock Bowers has them into Ravens territory here. And all right, now we start looking at some of these +10, +10.5 numbers. If the Raiders can get a touchdown out of this drive, they sit just 3 points down. And that 10.5 is a lot to cover here. I know that the Ravens are capable of it, but they're going to be willing to just kill some clock here, as the Lions have taken the lead against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. It is now 16-13, and we are on teaser watch for the Lions here, so we are very happy about that one. If you had the Lions in your Wong teasers here, this could be a very big deal for you. All right, what does everybody like in the late games here? This is still our time to be looking at some of the late game numbers. We'll take a look at some of the first quarter spreads here. That Cardinals number that we were looking at before, Cardinals money line still there at BetMGM. Oh man, I don't like the fact that it's been there that long, but then again, not as many people are hitting these first quarter numbers here. And that is a very nice edge. Let me see if I already bet that. You know, you lose track of your things sometimes and you have to say, okay, what do I got? I got nothing in that game. I might take I'll take a shot. I'll take a shot on the Cardinals there, I think. Ian saying I'll take a WNBA props over live betting at halftime anyway. FanDuel Cards money line. Is that Ian? Is that first quarter or full game here? You're getting even. You have a true 0% hold market here between Bet Buckeye and FanDuel if you want the money line on this game. Yeah, why not? Like you could take a coin flip here. I'm going to pop in and check on the Discord for a minute. All right. What's going on here? Jets are on 3rd and 6 here. And so we can read the tea leaves on this one. We can read the tea leaves on this one and say, oh, yeah, this one's coming off the board here. But the 6.5 it tells me that this is going to be an incomplete pass, which it is. And so the Jets, after all that, are going to have a field goal attempt to go up 17-10 here as the Saints looking to add on to their lead even more. And Derek Carr just didn't see his receiver there, it looks like. But they are having a good time out there. This Vikings defense has been something really special to look at. If the Colts could stop the run, it would be a different script, says one of the members in the sauna there on Discord. And if you're not already in the Discord, be sure to hit that link and hop in there. Oh, we got Brock Purdy taking off on 2nd 11, and he's going to get a first down for the 49ers. They are starting to drive now, trying to see where they are on the field, but they are starting to put something together here at the very least as they try to come back in this game. They're just over midfield right now as the Jets field goal is good. So it's going to be 17-10 in that game, and that number is down to 6.5. Meanwhile, this is a much tougher week. We're hoping that as we get into the fourth quarter here on some of these games, we start getting some closer action. But we got a lot of games that are above a 10-point spread right now, and that is that is rough for the action as it comes down to the witching hour. But I have a feeling some of these are going to be tightening up as we get down to it here. You know. Checking in on a couple more of these numbers. Michael Bryce Young, 41 yards after 3 quarters. Meanwhile, Derek Carr averaging 18.7 yards per pass. What a life. Things are truly insane right now as the Saints are going to look to pound it into the end zone again. I did not have another Saints blowout on my as Alvin Kamara gets his 4th touchdown of the day. Just absurd here from Kamara in this game. You want to talk about riding the hot hand. Kamara for number 4, and it is 41-19 in favor of the Saints. And man, they just cut from Mike McCarthy looking dejected to Jerry Jones in the box. You have to wonder what's going to go on there as Baker Mayfield runs his way, takes it himself down deep into the red zone here. Buccaneers looking to score on the Lions and go back up in this game. The Vikings grabbing another sack in this one on Brock Purdy, but he's going to answer with an interception, and that 49ers number may have been looking fishy, but woo-wee. Now I am definitely not wanting any part of this 49ers team in this game right now. as that's another interception. The Vikings really looking like they could be ready to do some damage and pull the upset here. I don't think the Raiders are going to have that same fortune when it comes to this one. Their offense is not moving the ball at all here. And now at this point, your risk becomes a backdoor cover in garbage time, not from the starting lineup here. Baker Mayfield rushing TD there. This Lions game is going to be the one we're sweating down the wire for the teasers here, folks. This is going to be a big deal coming down the stretch. If the Lions lose this one, it's going to tank a lot of teasers today. Andrew saying low 49ers again. Nope, that's just an old message there. Okay. Jansen Webb, those lines at 2.5 right now. What do you think about that one? I mean, I don't like it as Lions 2.5 right now is my problem. I get that they're getting the ball back here, but I don't like the fact that we're laying these points here with such little time left. Now, that being said, a touchdown for the Lions does put you covering, but I think you just I have no desire to take a bet on the side in this game. If anything here, it's now 20-14, 20-16. It's a 4-point game. I would prefer taking them on the money line, and not taking the Lions, but taking the Bucks. It's not like the Lions have been driving all that much in this game. I think this could be a very real spot here. The plus 140 at Sport Trade looking real good. I wouldn't want to take any of the other numbers that are really in play out there. DraftKings hanging a plus 125. That's not that terrible. I'd probably be looking to take the Bucks plus money at this point if I was doing anything, but I'm very hesitant to pull the trigger on a game that I think is going to come down to a coin flip here. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they are in 49ers territory following the interception. And they're getting first downs. They're down to the 20 now at this one. Yeah, Jansen, I'm probably just staying away from that Tampa Bay Lions game. I just have no desire to get into this one more than I am. I have the Lions in a couple teasers, so I've got enough action on it. But if I was an impartial bettor, as Will Levis here, booking it all the way into Jets territory down at the 40. But as someone who's already got Lions exposure, I don't want more. And if anything, I'd look to hedge off with some Buccaneers, but overall, this is if I was an impartial player with nothing on the line here, I just wouldn't want any part of this. You're not really getting a big edge out of any of these numbers here right now when it comes to this Lions Tampa game. Very interested in this Seahawks Patriots game though. 4-point game. 4-point game. -1.5 in favor of the Seahawks right now. Some -2s out there at Pinnacle. Ooh, could Fred Warner be down? That could be a very big blow for this 49ers defense, if that's what they're looking at here. Again, we don't have the sound on. Nah, it looks like somebody else who came off the field here, and they're talking about, oh, it's Nick Bosa. And someone here also hurt for the Vikings. Oh, it's Justin Jefferson. That is bad. Justin Jefferson is limping right now. He is walking off with some assistance, but that's a limp. Oh, boy, that could be rough. Meanwhile, let's go back around here. We're coming to the end of some of these third quarters here. I'm really not hating this this Packers Colts game right now. I'll tell you that much. But Justin Jefferson is being helped over to the medical tent here, and he is hobbling. And this could be just another first-round fantasy pick down. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. What else is going on around the league right now? You got a nice minus 23 in the Chargers game. Let's take a look at some totals here. What totals are we eyeing as we get into these fourth quarters? Yeah, still drawing pretty dead on the Ravens Raiders total. AJ Thornton, Captain Jack called that Green Bay game pretty dead on. Love is good, but not 7-point quarterback good. I am inclined to agree with that. I think that the market is going to overcorrect again this week when the Packers go into their game next week here. Because let's see, let's scroll down the slate and find the Packers game next Sunday. They play the Titans. Oh, and Jermaine Johnson is being carted off the field. Oh, great. That's bad for the Jets here. Yeah, I think that there's going to be another overcorrection because the Packers, like, they are just running the football here, and the Titans not great, but I don't know. That's a line that I'm gonna be curious to see when it comes to next week. And Jermaine Johnson looks like he is very badly hurt. This is not good for the Jets defense here. Hey, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours for the Jets. Isn't that how it always is? Ugh. Terrible for the Jets here. Not loving this at all as Jermaine Johnson getting carted off the field there. That one does not look good. All right. Let's look back in at some other spreads around here in this one. And by the way, guys, if you haven't hit the follow button, please be sure to do so. Give us the follow. Make sure you're subscribed to all of our YouTube content here. We love making it for you. We love doing it. And the more that we are here, the more support we have, the more content we can be putting out here. So anything helps when it comes to just clicking that button. Give us that follow, turn on notifications so you never miss a minute when we go live here. Let's look in on some of these spreads here. The Jaguars 16-10 now in that one. They have come back and they have closed the gap in this one, but they were 3-point favorites here. Colts still doing nothing, as we can see there. The Vikings looking real good as an upset team here, as Calvin Ridley scores a touchdown, and the Titans are going to go back up in this one. Meanwhile, let's see. The Raiders have 1st and goal. And this is one, like I said, just an interesting number. And now it's going to be 5.5. If that FanDuel 9.5 is still around, I think you have to go and look for that one. As the Raiders get into the end zone, yeah, that 9.5's got to be gone. As the Raiders get in the end zone here, and so it will be 12-16, pending an extra point. Andrew Rivers saying Will Levis, he throws a dot that just gets within two, beautifully thrown within two Jets defenders there, and Calvin Ridley is going to score that touchdown. It is going to be, or did he not score the touchdown? He did score the touchdown. It is going to be tied up here at 17 apiece in this one, assuming this extra point goes in. Which it did. The extra point is through, but barely. It looked like it was angling there. As the Lions are going to be on 4th and 7 here. And so looks like they're going to punt this ball away from just inside Tampa territory. Meanwhile, the Raiders' extra point is good as well. And now that game becomes a 6.5-point spread here. All right. Andrew wants to know, Thomas, using the unabated teaser tool, is there any value on 2-team 6-point teasers with the Cardinals and Bengals? FanDuel specifically. Andrew, would you mind telling me what the price on a 2-team teaser at FanDuel is now? Is I don't think that I don't think that Calvin Ridley was in, but I don't think it's going to matter at the end of the day. Whoop! Sometimes when you go too fast on this, it'll time out for a second. You just have to refresh, and it'll come through. There we go. Okay. Yeah, what was the price on that? What was that price on that teaser at FanDuel, Andrew? And you know what? I can look that up too. Minus 132. Let's see. Okay. 2-team, 6-pointer. FanDuel price minus 140. All right. We got a 2-team 6-pointer here. And we got Cards and Bengals. All right. Cardinals. You want to do all right. You want to do Cardinals, and if you do Cardinals and Bengals, that's a very bad one. If you do Cardinals and Chiefs, it's still bad. Yeah, not loving that. Even the Cardinals, not quite plus EV when it comes to that. If you had the Broncos in, still minus EV. I don't think a 2-teamer is going to work for you here. It's just not fitting out. Justin Jefferson is headed to the locker room here. So that's a rough blow for the Vikings. If you think that the 49ers can manage to come and make this comeback here, they are already driving. They're up to their own 30 now. Yeah, Justin Jefferson has a quad injury. Nick Bosa was also injured on the play. Man, everyone getting hurt right now. As it looks like the Saints held fast on 4th down, and they're going to get the ball back here versus the Cowboys. And Mike McCarthy looking absolutely lost out there at the moment. George Kittle has returned to the game. Evan Washburn says that the concern is Achilles for Jets pass rusher Jermaine Johnson. Jeez. And he is going to be out, and you have to feel like that is going to be a much bigger problem. Andrew says, gotcha, thanks. Just saw FanDuel was one of the only ones still hanging plus 1.5 for the Cardinals. Yeah, but at that point, you really want to watch out for yeah, you are getting the plus 1.5 on the Cardinals there. It's good, but it's just not good enough to really make it a bet that we want to be committing to here as we'll go back into the live numbers now. As the Ravens are running around, Lamar pulls on a tricky move, and he's still running. Finally brought down, still in the backfield. That was a very long play, and there's a flag on it as well. Flag on the play for the Vikings, roughing the passer, and so that's going to keep San Francisco moving here. All right, let's talk about this San Francisco game. They are down to +6 still. So no question, sportsbooks thinking that they're going to score on this drive and keep this game very close here as we head towards that time. We've got a lot of games in the fourth quarter now. Oh, no wonder they think that the 49ers are going to score. They are in the red zone. Like deep in the red. They're at the 29 here. As Brock Purdy launches that one into double coverage, and that was a sketchy throw to George Kittle that just did not come down. Comes down incomplete, but still, as it looks like the penalty it was on the Raiders in the last play, and now there's a penalty that might be coming back the other way. So a holding this time on the Ravens. That's going to back them back up on this drive here. I like Raiders 6.5 a little bit. I mean, you're probably getting more value with the 5.5 at plus 108 because of the lack of importance of that number here. But that 6.5 is really big. That is actually really big here since we got the 3. If they get in a field goal range, you're still in business. Raiders 6.5 might be the move if you can still get that. Looking like they're hanging some very juiced ones at DraftKings and Caesars, but Fanatics has +6 and -115. I think you need to be getting the 6 there in order for this to be worth it at all. But our games that are coming down to the wire here, at least games that are tight, Washington is up 15-12 on the Giants. The Jets tied 17-17 with the Titans. 49ers are driving to try and make it a one-score game here versus the Vikings. Seahawks losing 20-17 to the Patriots. The Patriots, wow, could go into week 3 at 2-0 at the top of the division. Who saw that coming? At the start of this season here. Green Bay up 16-3 over the Colts right now. Jaguars still down just 6 versus the Browns, and they are getting 2.5 to 3 points at the moment. As the Ravens uncork a long one on 2nd and 11, and that is going to be a first down for them. They are now driving as well, and I think this Raiders defense is just getting tired as Ramondre Stevenson is going to get the touchdown there to make it 17-20 after this. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, these games starting to get down towards the business end of it. We got every game going into the fourth quarter right now at the very least, as we'll see what happens here down the line. Oh, man, and did we have an interception here? It looks like the Cowboys got the ball back. They are down, though, by 22 right now. This could be a very difficult one to come back from as time is starting to drip away there. Jacksonville trying to put a drive together. They are at their own 35, and Trevor Lawrence just throws one way out there, but there is a flag on the play. And so we will see what that flag is going to be here. Seahawks taking a timeout on 2nd and 20, down 3 versus the Patriots. Jared Goff and the Lions at midfield, though. Oh, and we did hit our Taysom Hill over from the from the show again, the Derek Carty show on Friday, the Blitz. Tune in at noon. Tune in at noon for that one. We hit the Taysom Hill over. That was one that we talked about and liked a lot. Jared Goff throws one to no one. Jansen Webb, as bad as Bryce Young's pass game is, I'm surprised Hubbard didn't get more carries. Can't remember if that was on Friday's show. I just saw it on my own Blitz projection. Line was at 13.5. We talked about Chuba on the show. I'm not positive that it was one of I think that was one that we were just talking about. Line was 13.5 carries. I'm surprised Zamir White hasn't gotten more run in this game for the Raiders here. as the 49ers are in the end zone? Question mark? Yes. 49ers in the end zone. That's another Mason. That's another Jordan Mason touchdown there. And now here we go. It's a one-score game for San Francisco. You can see some 3.5s out there, some 5.5s, some interesting numbers. Although I think at this point, honestly, you're better off taking the money line. Lions, big run here. A big run for Jahmyr Gibbs. Good call out here. Dave Clark, Mason TD, all of the fantasy football folks are happy. Yeah. Well, Lions, very big run as they are looking to make it into into a big game here. And the great thing is they're down by 4, so a touchdown still does get you there on the teasers here. You're going to need more than that if you're going to need more than that for to cover the 7.5, of course. But if you were playing this in teaser land, you are liking the Lions right now. 8:30 left in this game, but their defense is going to have to make a stop as the Giants go up 18-15. I don't know if that's a scoregami, but it's got to be damn near close to it for the Giants and the Commanders here. And that is exactly the kind of game you would expect the Giants and Commanders to be playing, an 18-15 just rock fight going on there. As the Cowboys throw another interception, Jansen Webb on this one here. A whole lot of stuff going on in these games right now. The Saints coming back in this one, and the Titans go 3 and out there, and it looks like the Jets are going to be taking the field once again. Titans punting that one away. Cowboys throw the interception, but it was in the red zone, or not quite. It was a ball at the 30. Colts 3, Packers 16, 2.25 minutes to go in that one. Wow. The overcorrection on Green Bay there was just so massive. And Green Bay really managed to turn the clock back to 1923 and run the damn ball in this one. And they have just been putting a hurting on the Colts here. Now, meanwhile, Jared Goff takes out. Oh, and there we go. Jared Goff has thrown an interception. He got absolutely destroyed on that one. And Tampa takes over once again. Jared Goff is killing us here, man. Oh. Jared Goff just absolutely brutalizing our chances here. We need the Lions to come back strong in this one. Yeah, Goff let that ball go and then just got absolutely walloped, and he threw it straight to the safety. That was an ugly play. Lions are killing me right now with that. As Derek Carr almost throws, maybe not almost throws a pick, but he threw a pass that was not going to be completed. I'll tell you that much. As the Ravens are driving again, Raiders just, there goes another Derrick Henry run. And there's a penalty here that's probably going to go even further on this one because I think that's going to be on the Raiders at the end. That's going to tack on to the end of it. Meanwhile, Minnesota's got the ball here, and it is clutch time. If they get this drive, huge, huge deal for them. If they don't, things start to look ugly here. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that San Francisco 2-1 number. If FanDuel is hanging it right now and I can manage to get my hand on it, I am going to take that number on them and bank on the Vikings disappointing their fan base. But you got 196 there. You got 169 on the money line at Pinnacle. Yeah, and I've got 196 here. I am going to just take that. And the line moved to 154, bro. I'm done with FanDuel. This is just ridiculously absurd. That line could not possibly have moved based on the nothing that has happened because we're not that far behind. All right. The Vikings are on 2nd and 8 here. Let's see what happens on this play. Sam Darnold scrambling around. And he just takes it to the sideline. This is just making me mad. This FanDuel number is making me mad here. You're right, Jansen. They've tapped into the stream and they're scared to take my massive in-game action here. But it's just frustrating me with this team. Oh, Sam Darnold fumbled it, but he fumbled it out of bounds. It's not like they're getting the ball. FanDuel traders watching the stream, that is exactly what's going on here. The Titans are plus 150 in this game right now. The Jets are driving, but they're only starting to build a drive. They're still in their own territory here. 2.5 feels right, but I mean, you're basically gambling at this point on who's going to score that final one. Patriots breaking a big one here into Seahawks territory. The Patriots could very well be starting the season 2-0, guys. Well, I suppose FanDuel was doing me a favor by dropping that down to 150 because now it's up to 240. And again, I'm sure that pinnacle number is a little slow and is going to update here in a second. But still, FanDuel's giving you a little bit of value on this team because the Vikings are nearly to midfield. And the Ravens did, in fact, score a touchdown there. So they are now covering the 8, the 9, however you had it. They are covering it, but that is going to be a very big game to watch down the wire if the Raiders can get another score here. They're leaving the door open for the cover in this one. But it does require the Raiders to score, which they've not been doing a lot of very well so far this season. Baker Mayfield eludes trouble and flips it to his own guy, who gets dropped for like a loss of 5. So they'll be 3rd and 10 here. Lions going to get the ball back on this one, I would imagine. Oh, man. 5-1. The Vikings just jumped. The 49ers just jumped to 5-1, which tells me there's about to be something very big going on in this Vikings game here. Sam Darnold, 3 for 5 for 2 first downs. It's 3rd and 8 here. He gets the pass. Oh, and he throws a dart downfield. Sam Darnold playing out of his mind right now, and that could be just enough to do it. So after all that wanting to jump in on the 49ers, glad that I wasn't able to get any of those numbers down. Dude, Andrew saying, is Sam Darnold elite? I've been saying this forever since he was drafted. I always thought that the Jets shouldn't have traded him away for when they drafted Zach Wilson. He just needed weapons. No one ever saw him in a functional offense. You saw him on the Jets with Adam Gase and the Panthers. Like, these weren't good teams that he had. He can throw the ball. And that is exactly what we have seen here so far in this one, because he has been slinging it really, really well. And now here we go. The Lions do get the ball back. Lions do get the ball back here. Now let's talk about this game. Let's see. We've got Lions plus 1.5 at even money. But, I mean, you're really going to take them on the money line if you're going to do anything here. 2 more Munt's receptions. Get Munt the ball. I agree with you, Jansen. I am here for all the Munt receptions that we can get. We need 2 more from our boy slinging Sammy Darnold. And now we do have some games. Like, things have gotten a lot more interesting here down the wire. The Colts game is going to be over in record time because they are just blazing. They're speed running through that one. Yeah, they're speed running through that one there. But everything else, I mean, Cowboys Saints is pretty over. Chargers Panthers is pretty over. And everything else has come back into the fold here. And after some 10-point deficits early on, looking pretty good. Raiders still down 10, but we'll see because that one's going to have serious potential coming down the wire for a cover right now. If the Raiders can score a touchdown here, the Colts trying to get a TD. Let's check back on the pregame lines here for the Colts in this one. It was 2, so they're really not there, but they do score the touchdown here. And all of a sudden, it's going to come down to the onside kick in that one. Jets and Titans is going to be a thriller. I can tell you whatever it is, it's not going to go well for the Jets. There's no, that bookmaker number is a little bit slow here, but you're getting some plus 122 at Sport Trade, some plus 115 on the Titans here. I don't necessarily hate all of that, but let's see where the Jets are on this drive right now. Cowboys just doing nothing out there. Oh, and the Jets gave the ball back, so they punted that away. Titans now have the ball, and we'll see what they can do with it at their own 15. Dave Clark saying, Tom, spoken like a true Jets fan. Man, we suck again. The Jermaine Johnson injury is very bad to see. I don't love the fact that we're tied with this Titans team right now. Like these are the games that you got to win. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox there. The Vikings have a 1st and goal at the 5. They're trying to show this one out here. And let's take a look at some contest lines, why don't we? All right. Taking a look at some contests here. Let's start off with the Survivor contest. Because we've got some interesting games in this one. Ravens looking like they're going to get there, but there's still about 10 minutes to go in the game as Alvin Kamara is trying for a 5th touchdown in this one. The Texans, they play tonight. As the Jets get the stop, they're going to get the ball back. Chargers, that one we can confidently say is pretty done and dusted here. So it looks like we won't have the big bloodbath that we had last week again, but the Lions, 4th most picked team, very much in peril here right now, although they are driving. They're almost to the 50 right now. 1st and goal from the 10 for the Vikings here, by the way. As the Raiders look like their drive might have just stalled out. It is now 2nd and 20 there. Not going good for the Raiders. But then that Giants, 26 people pick the Giants. 139 pick the Commanders. And this one is hanging in the balance right now. 18 to 15, 3rd and goal, and a false start call on Washington is going to push them back. I have a feeling this one is going to be tied at 18 in just a short moment here. Meanwhile, the Raiders were able to convert and get a 1st and 10 there, and they are now into Ravens territory as Gardner Minshew chucks one long. And if that's a catch, it's going to be down to the 10. And yes, they're saying Davante Adams reeled that one in. A fantastic sideline catch there. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal. Wow. That's one of those plays where he was just tapping the toes and holding the ball. What, just an incredible grab. I'm sure you're going to see that on some highlight reels as Commanders going to be kicking a field goal to tie this game up here. Meanwhile, 3rd and goal for the Titans, and it looks like for the Vikings, and it looks like they are going to most likely kick a field goal on this one. Baltimore is challenging the ruling of a catch. I'll tell you from the replays, it looked like a catch in that Raiders game for Davante Adams there. Oh man, that's going to be a tough one. His feet looked right on the line. But that looks like a catch. They're showing that one as I'm seeing some green there on the biggest angle there. All right. Let's switch it up and look at the survive. Let's look at the millions contest here because we got some big games here. Ravens obviously got to cover the 8. That was one of the most popular most popular picks. Chargers, they are going to cover the 6 there. Saints are going to be covering the 6. A lot of people losing out there on the Cowboys. That was one of the most popular picked ones. Looks like that was the 6th most popular option. Jaguars -3 is also one here that is going to leave a lot of chalk players eating their dust, as is Colts -2.5 versus the Packers here. 49ers Vikings. Let's see, where was that one at? Oh man, 49ers -5. That was a very commonly picked one too. And folks, when the dogs are barking, this is one of those weeks that people who played a lot of underdogs are going to be feeling real dang good about themselves. As the Jets are starting to put a drive together here, Garrett Wilson grabbing that pass, and they are over into Titans territory here. Seahawks also coming up on the red zone. And that's one that could be very big. Seahawks -3.5. A touchdown would make them covering in this game. But it's a dropped pass on first down. And then it looks like Breece Hall taken down in the backfield. He got blown up on that play, so it's going to be 2nd and long for the Jets. Ooh, Jansen Webb says big Raiders play. Andrew Rivers says Rodgers. Beautiful. I am really, I don't know if he was talking, if I'm ahead or behind to the point where he was talking about the Garrett Wilson pass that we already saw, or if he's talking about a play that Rodgers is going to have right now. So we'll see about that. As Geno Smith gets the first down there. Nice little dump off to DK Metcalf as he was scrambling. Good work there. Yeah, it's not looking like it's looking like Andrew was talking about Garrett Wilson's last play. As the Jets get a false start, and now they're going to be backed up even further here. Oy vey. Second and 21 for the Jets here. 5.5 minutes to play. Oh, nope, they called a timeout instead. So they'll have one timeout, which I'm sure won't be a problem in a close game. Andrew Rivers says not having. I'll try not to spoil. Now I'm on a far enough delay here, Andrew, that anything that you say will have happened by the time by the time we get to it here. So don't worry about that. Colts only have to go 96 yards in 13 seconds. I'm going to put on that game here. I'm going to take off the Cowboys game from my screen. I really should have everything on. But the Colts have a chance to win the game. Oh, my Lord. I'm trying to find this Colts game on my screens here. Why am I just blind? Is this a game that's on like some special AR can chug it 80 yards? Dave Clark says that first pass. This game is bothering me right now, gentlemen. Like the fact that I simply can't find it on the YouTube TV listings. It is on Fox. Yeah, it's on YouTube TV and it's just not coming through for me. This is dumb. There it is. Okay. I've got it on now. There we go. Hey, Jets really driving now. Big play there for that. Big play there for them. They are down to the 20 after a series of plays. I was too busy focused on the other game there. I missed how they managed to get down there. But ooh-wee. And the Jets have scored another. Braylon Allen is second touchdown of the game, and the Jets take the lead here, 24-17. Meanwhile, the Raiders get a field goal. So they have now made it a one-score game here, and they are now covering the 7. 9:24 to play. That Raiders now covering. Jansen Webb pointing out, yes, there was a Jets TD. 9 seconds left in the Colts game here. But the Raiders all of a sudden covering the spread right now. And a touchdown puts them right back in it. They need a defensive stop, but the defense has been pretty good. That number now at 7.5, and you're basically betting on, do you believe the Ravens will score again or not? As the Chargers have gone final and Chargers survivor selectors have advanced to another week. They can breathe easy now. That Commanders game still tied 18-18, 6 minutes left there. Let's just do a scoreboard update here because, like I said, we have the Raiders versus the Ravens. That number is now hanging at 7.5. That was a pregame 8-9. Ravens 23, Raiders 16. Ravens going to be getting the bar. Andrew G says Panthers the worst team by far. Dude, you might just need to pick like 3 games when they double up on the divisional games there, and you'll be good because that team is bad, man. That might be the key to Survivor this year. This chapstick tastes like sunscreen. This is horrendous. All right. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay currently leading the Lions 20-16. It does not look like the Lions are on defense. The Lions are on offense here. There's 1:17 to play in this game. This is the one that we want to watch as we're coming down to the wire right now at this moment as the Packers win 16-10. They're going to cover the spread easily here, and Green Bay escapes and survives. Oh, that ball went off Michael Pittman's hands and is intercepted. I did not cash my Malik Willis over. I will tell you that much. Hail Mary INT from Richardson there. That's going to end that one, and I can put something else back on the screen here. I'll throw Browns Jags up in that one. Hey, Jameson Williams cashed in over for us if you watch the show. Andrew G saying Willis, of course. And yeah, let's check back on that one because once again, that was a Survivor entry that a lot of people took. Colts 187 in the Circa Survivor contest took the Colts in that one, so they are done. 259 Jaguars and 255 Cowboys could be out as well. A decent percentage of the pool could potentially be out, even though Ravens supporters will be feeling pretty good here, but we'll see if they can get a drive to really ice this game. Malik Willis finishes with 122 passing yards. Still need Johnny Munt. We still want him to get another touchdown there. Jaden Daniels coming up on his over right now. That could end up being a really rough game for me. I lost on Derrick Henry's under too. He broke that one big. A lot of people took the Cowboys. Yeah, they did. All right, we'll see if the Jets jet this one here, as it looks like there's going to be a first down for Tennessee going on there. Jacksonville here. It is 3rd and 36 for Cleveland. Jacksonville is going to have a chance in this game. Ooh, hello. 49ers are driving here. It might be too little too late for them. Brandon Ayuk saying he caught that pass. Doesn't look like they're going to give it to him. That's a catch. 49ers should have the ball at the 5. As Eagles-Patriots is 20-20 now with 55 seconds to go. Patriots trying for one last drive down the field here. And 1st and 10 is going to be incomplete there. Will Levis uncorked a long one on first down. Didn't get there, though. Whole lot of great games coming down to the wire right now. As the Lions are going to be in the Lions are going to be in the red zone, but it is 4th and 8. So here we go. Lions game coming down to it right here. This could butcher a ton of teasers. It is 4th and 8, and the Lions have to go for it. I mean, I guess theoretically they could kick the field goal, but what's the point in that? So you're going to go for it here on 4th and 8. They do have all 3 timeouts, so they might be able to get the ball back with something left to play if they were to get the stop. But it is 4th down from the 11 here for the Lions. And let's see if they can get it, as Jared Goff is going to be under pressure. He's going to sling one, but it's short of the first down. And the Lions do not get the first down there. They threw it short of the sticks. And the Buccaneers might very well come out of this one with a win and cost a lot of people a lot of money on teasers that took Lions plus -1.5. Ugh, I felt wrong putting that one in my teasers to begin with in the first place here. So how do you throw short of a first down there? That's just inexcusable. Like, you got to run that route to the sticks, man. Patriots punting it away with 26 seconds left on 4th and 3 here. That game is likely going to go to overtime here as the Titans are driving. They're now down to the 39 of the Jets as they hand the ball off on first down and get a big break. That's going to be another first down here, and they are down to the Jets 27. Will be interesting to see if they score and go for 2 here. Meanwhile, we got the Giants driving into field position here. They are looking to win this game. And the Raiders are also driving here. They're still reviewing that Brandon Ayuk catch, by the way. That's insane. We got some good games coming down to it. We'll see what's going to happen in this Lions-Bucks game here. Just turnovers costing the Lions in this one right now. And 4th and 27. Okay. Giving you the full rundown here of what's going on in these games right now. Raiders currently driving, trying to tie it up here with 7 minutes to play against the Baltimore Ravens. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to ice the game. It is going to be 3rd down and 6 with 45 seconds left as the Lions burn their second timeout. 3rd and 6 here as the 49ers, they're going to rule that no catch. And the 49ers are going to make it a 6-point ball game with 1 minute 12, but no timeout. So it's all going to come down to an onside kick there for them. The Seahawks have the ball at their own 24 with 15 seconds to play. This one will likely be going to overtime. Let's see what else is coming down the pipe right here. The Jacksonville Jaguars have the ball with 1 minute 48 seconds to play, 16-13 the score there. And the Raiders are now down to the 20 of the Baltimore Ravens. This could be huge for Survivor if they score and go for 2. Ooh, that could be it here. But 6 minutes to still play in that one. As there's a safety. Trevor Lawrence going to be taken down for the safety by the Cleveland Browns defense there. And that is going to make it 18-13. And the Browns are going to get the ball. Minute 42 to play. 2 timeouts for Jacksonville. This one may very well be close to done and dusted here. Meanwhile, 4th and 6 now for the Buccaneers. They have wasted the Lions timeouts, but they've wasted the Lions timeouts. Oh, no, the Lions will have a timeout as they opted to throw on 3rd down, and Baker Mayfield had his pass batted away at the line of scrimmage. It is 3rd and 5 at the 20 for the Raiders right now. 5:18 to play in that one. We've got the onside kick coming here in the game between the Vikings and the 49ers. And the Titans here coming back from a commercial break in that one. Raiders. 3rd and 5. That's going to be a catch. And Brock Bowers has another one here. First down Raiders in the red zone. Going to be, looks like 1st and goal to go. Looks like he was right inside the 10. The Titans, they have the ball. 2 minutes to go here in this one. They're at the Jets 29 as they hand the ball off and get about 5 on that one as they are rolling down trying to score to tie this game up at the very least. The Seahawks-Patriots game has gone to overtime. And that is going to be a very nice one here as we go to the pregame total. Oh, and they're already over the pregame total. It was 39.5/40. We're at that. So that's going to be cashing for bettors who got everything except the worst of the number there. Jets are also right on the total right now, depending on where you got. There's 40.5s, there's 41s, there's 41.5s out there as the onside kick attempt is a failure and the Vikings will retain possession. And that is going to do it here. The Vikings are going to win the football game. The Vikings beat the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, looks like the Lions are going to have one last gasp here as Gardner Minshew throws just a terrible ball, but it's going to be incomplete right by the end zone. And the Titans are down to 1st and goal here from the 10. All right, we're trying to juggle this one out. Jaguars punting away. 27 seconds left here in the Lions game. It is 20-16 in that one. Titans, 35 seconds to play here. 30 seconds now. No urgency at all. They have all 3 timeouts, and they call their first one here. 30 seconds to play, 2nd and goal from the 8. Meanwhile, looks like the Raiders throw another one, and it's going to be batted down. So it is going to be 4th and goal here for the Raiders, or 3rd and goal from the 18. No idea how they got backed up. That's another sack that it was that backed up the Raiders there. Gardner Minshew throws this one to the end zone. Now it's going to be 4th and goal. So 4th and goal, one last gasp here for the Raiders on this drive, except for the flag that's down, and it's going to be on the Ravens. And that is going to give the Raiders a fresh set of downs here. And ladies and gentlemen, should we be on upset alert in this one here? Meanwhile, the Titans. The Titans are the team that is going to have the next snap here, it looks like, as the Vikings have officially won that game. Sam Darnold goes to his the Sam Darnold revenge game here as Sam Darnold takes down the 49ers. Titans, meanwhile, they take the snap here from their own 8. Will Levis forced back to pass, and that's going to be incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd down, 30 seconds to go. Titans from the 8 here on 3rd and goal. Lions, meanwhile, Jared Goff throws a nice little dart, and they're going to say that's a catch for Jameson Williams. As meanwhile, the Raiders have 1st down and goal. They're going to run it. No, they fake it, pass it. Gardner Minshew, touchdown to Devontae Adams, and the Raiders are right back in this game. It is going to be a tie ball game here, pending the extra point. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jansen Webb locked in Raiders 6.5. That is a great one to have in your back pocket right now. As it is going to be 4th down and goal for the Titans here. This is going to be the game. And believe you me, I am sweating on this one here. But yeah, that's a sack of Will Levis on 3rd down there by Will McDonald. So the Jets are going to have one more stop to make to officially ice this game. Meanwhile, 6 seconds left. Detroit trying to save our teasers, and they're going to throw a pass that is going to be incomplete. Clock hits 0, but really looked like there should have been one more second on it. But no, Detroit is going to sink all of our teasers, and I hate everything out here. You know, I felt bad making those teasers too with Detroit in them like that. Ugh. And it looks like on 4th and goal here, there is an incompletion, and the Jets are going to take over on downs, and the New York Jets are going to win the football game. First win of the season for my boys in green. Munt fell one short. Just pain there. Just pain there on Munt. Right read just didn't work out. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take one last look at some of these games here. The Raider game is going to be our big one that we're looking at, but we also do have that Giants game, and that is going to be a very, very big deal here at the end. So we're going to tune into that one too. Meanwhile, it looks like Patriots did not get the Seahawks did not get the 1st down. All right. And it looks like the Washington Commanders might be able to salvage this one and take the game as Jaden Daniels goes over his passing yards under. So I lose a bunch on that game. All right. The Raiders and Ravens are tied. The next game up here that we've really got to look the next game up here that we've really got to look at as far as implications go right now is the Washington Commanders are tied 18-18 with the Giants, but it is just 51 seconds to go in the game. First and goal here for the Commanders. So they should be just killing the clock out here to kick a field goal. The Raider game is going to be one that is incredibly interesting to us here. If the Ravens can manage to lose this game, that would be quite a big deal. And it's going to be 3rd and 19. So the Raiders are most likely going to have the last chance here. 3rd down and 19 for the Ravens. The Raiders are going to get the ball back with maybe 2.5 minutes and change. As Deshaun Watson throws that ball into the turf for the Browns, he was heavily pressured. And so it's going to be 4th down and 6. And so with a minute 30, Jacksonville is going to have one last chance to win the game. Ravens, meanwhile, on 3rd and 19, opt for a quick dump off to Hill, and he is not going to get there. So with 2.5 minutes to play, the Raiders are going to have a chance to win the football game. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be on upset watch here. Could this be the second week in a row that our Survivor top team gets eliminated? All right. Commanders here looking to put it into the end zone, or at the very least, run out the clock. That's what they're going to do. They're taking their knee, taking their timeout. And with 6, 5, 4, they're going to let that clock run down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they are going to kick this field goal to win this game here. Jansen Webb says, bad punt too, but there's a flag. What's going on in the Raider game right now? Oh, man. Dave Clark says, I need New England to do something in overtime. All right. Here comes the field goal attempt here. Field goal attempt here for the Washington Commanders to win the football game. Other than committing penalties. Yes, Dave, you should have specified that. As the Seahawks are driving, they're at the 50 right now. Geno Smith rolling out there, and he's going to throw a nice little 5-yard completion. Meanwhile, the Raiders have a good pass to start the drive. Raiders going to have a good one there to start the drive, and the Ravens are going to take a timeout now. I'm surprised that we didn't have as many Zamir White rushing attempts in this game. I had his over. I am very surprised by that one, to be honest with you guys. Although it would be quite snazzy if they get down into field goal range and run like just a bunch of Zamir White just to kill the clock, as the Commanders are going to take the victory over the New York Giants. Washington wins that game. What does that mean for Survivor entries here? More good than bad, it looks like, for some people here, because there were 139 Commanders, only 26 Giants. So that is how that elimination works. And just moving over here. So the Ravens game, this is the big sweat right now. Texans play later tonight. Chargers already through. Lions have lost. 4th most picked team is out. Eagles play tomorrow. Jaguars right now, 1st and 10, minute to go in this game. They are down 18-13, and the Raiders are in field. Ladies and gentlemen, are the Raiders have hit the 2-minute warning here. Lamar Jackson looking very, very sour on the sideline. Oh, man, that could be a very, very big game here. Jansen also took over. Okay, we're all sweating the Zamir White ones here, but if once they come back from commercial there, I want to see where the Raiders are on the field. But this game, I'd imagine, is flipped at this point, hasn't it? Most of these lines are even off the board, but the Raiders are now favorites to win this game. Oh, Nelly, we are coming right down to it in this one. Could the Raiders pull off the impossible and give us a back-to-back week? Meanwhile, Cowboys are also out, so we have potentially 3 of the top 8 teams all eliminated from Survivor, with the big one potentially coming down here with the Ravens on this game. I don't even want to look at my bet stamp and see how bad my props have done today. This has been a not fun day for props, but it could all be taken back with the Ravens getting taken out here and taking out 26% of the remaining field, which will be a whopper. We would have lost over 30% on the first week and 26% on the second week. Meanwhile, Seahawks still driving here. Cleveland looks like there's a flag in that one. Wow, the rain is pouring in this Cleveland-Jacksonville game right now. And we've even got other games. We've even got other games starting to go off now. But let's see. Here we are, 23-23, the Raiders. Raiders coming through here. And they are down to the 27. And so they are just going to be passing this. They're going to be handing the ball off here. I don't think that we're going to get enough Zamir White. I don't think we're going to get enough from Zamir White, but oh man. Yeah, Zamir White's at 7 carries, so we would need what, 5 more? I don't see that happening, because what would be the point? So unless they miss the field goal and we go to overtime, I think that we're going to lose that one, but we may win the longer battle here if the Raiders win this game. And let's see what's going on in the other games here. Really only a couple that we really want to pay attention to coming down to the wire in this one. We've got Cleveland versus Jacksonville here, 18-13. 26 seconds left. Jacksonville's got 2nd and 15, though. As another Zamir White run comes in, but now they are just going to be ticking the time off the clock. We are up to 8. We need 4 more. That's just physically, mathematically not happening. We are not getting there on this one. But it is going to be 3rd and 5, and they're going to be trying to tick down this clock as much as they can. Wow, Raiders, that could be a huge, huge upset. Meanwhile, we've got driving going on. Trevor Lawrence is trying to stop the clock here with 10 seconds to play. Just a big play down to the Cleveland 34-yard line here. So 8 seconds left, and Jacksonville is going to have one last Hail Mary opportunity here. The Seahawks in overtime, kicking a field goal right now that's going to narrowly squeeze through the uprights, and it is going to be 23-20 there, but the Patriots will have a chance to respond. That was still the first drive. Never mind. That is going to do it for Patriots Seahawks there. The Seahawks do end up coming out on top in that one, and that game, they are not going to cover the number, I do believe. If we look at this pregame number here, wow. Pregame number was 3. If you got 2.5, you made it on the Seahawks. You missed it on the Patriots from the push there. But that is going to do it there for that game. And we've got one last Hail Mary play coming in. Did Jacksonville score? No, they did not. Cleveland is going to win that one outright as a 3-point dog. Cleveland wins that game. That's going to eliminate another set. The Jaguars supporters go down as well here. Seahawks supporters did survive the scare. But meanwhile, here we go. Daniel Carlson on to win the game and take us to the end of our show here. Well, we all knew Antonio Pierce is an amazing coach. Yeah, I still don't believe it, but this is a good win. This is a good win for this Raiders team and a Raiders defense, but I'm really putting the cart way too far before the horse here on this one, because there's still 30 seconds, 4th and 2. The Raiders are going to kick the field goal here. I mean, selfishly, they could run the ball a few more times with Zamir White if this game goes to overtime, but a much bigger deal would be if they manage to knock out for the second straight week the most used team in Survivor. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, coming up for the kick here, a 38-yard attempt from the left hash for Daniel Carlson. He's going to kick it. It is up. It is straight through the uprights, and the Ravens will have 27 seconds to answer in this game and send us to overtime, take the victory, or lose dang outright as 8.5-point favorites and send home all of those Survivor contestants once again. Oh, that could be a big one. I mean, just wow here. 27 seconds remaining. We'll see what the Ravens can do. That's pretty much the last game that we have. And this could be just so monumental for Survivor here. But wow, shout out to the Raiders for this one, knocking out even more contestants. And folks, that is why you don't want to be picking the top team in Survivor. Man, that just a wild 2-week stretch here of Survivor entries going down. But this is why you play the game, and this is why you don't want to just take the biggest favorite on the board and hope they come through every week. You want to be playing to win, not just survive. And that's a big part of the strategy, is being able to enjoy when other teams get completely walloped and knocked out like this. And meanwhile, here we go. Ravens trying to avoid an 0-2 start to the season that very few people would have seen coming. They're going to make it's going to come down to a Justin Tucker field goal here. Maybe they get the first down. Mark Andrews trying to rush this team back to the line. They're going to spike it. 14 seconds to play now. And oh man, could this come down to a long Justin Tucker field goal? They need to get a long pass and out of bounds here. Let's take a look at the live odds on this one for fun. Most of it's off the board, but you do have some Raiders 2.5 here that's heavily juiced. 7 seconds left in this one now. I think that this is going to end up, I don't think this one is even going to get down to a Justin Tucker career long. They're saying his target line is just over the 50, but that is old Justin Tucker. I do not believe that old Justin Tucker is going to be able to make this, as Lamar Jackson just throws that one out of bounds, and they'll have 7 seconds left to try and make something to get a long field goal attempt here. Yeah, Zamir White going to finish this one with 9. That is just rough. Arizona off to a hot start. They are up 7-0 early. I'm still upset about those those teasers that the Lions destroyed. I'm going to be real with you guys. Unless there's a timeout by the Raiders here, 3rd and 10, 7 seconds left to play. And this is going to do it for us here on the show just after this. Justin Tucker in pregame, and he was nailing them pregame, but that one hit off the crossbar, but it hit off the camera perfectly. He hit that perfectly straight in pregame. That is incredible that he hit the camera on the uprights there. But I don't think he's even going to get a shot in this one, as the Ravens don't have any timeouts here. Feels good to have a Jets win. Not going to lie. These are the intrusive thoughts entering my mind now as we wait for this play. And yeah, we are going to be waiting for this play here as the Ravens get ready. Lamar in the shotgun right now. Time winding down. This is going to be likely the last play of the game. No, there's going to be 1 second left. That was an incompletion. So they're going to have one Hail Mary attempt here to stave off elimination. And could the Raiders Raider this? Or is this going to be, wow, Isaiah Likely almost came down with that. Just a great pass breakup, because they would have had 1 second and a chance for a very long Justin Tucker field goal to tie it up, which could have saved our Zamir White overs. But instead, we're going to get one last play here. One last play for the Ravens Hail Mary attempt. That 6.5 at plus money turned out to be a great move. Yes, it did, Jansen. Great work picking that one up, as the Raiders are going to call their final timeout and extend this game as long as we possibly can go. .96 fantasy points for Bryce Young today. Yikes. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One final play here. Wow, Mike McDonald, first Seahawks coach to start his career with the franchise 2-0 ever. That's an interesting little factoid there from Rich Eisen. But here we go. One last play. And Lamar Jackson's going to take off with it. And oh my God, Lamar is booking it all the way. And now they're doing the hook and ladder. They pass it, lateral it to Justice Hill, and then they lateral it, which was definitely forwards. And that is going to do it for this game here. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second week in a row, the number one entry in the Circa Survivor contest is out, as the Raiders take down the Ravens. And thank you so much all for being here with me. Thank you so much for watching the show. That is going to wrap things up for us. Now, one more time, just want to remind you guys, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is absolutely fantastic when we have it. Does he not get rushing yards for that? The box score, he should get rushing yards for that still, I believe. I don't know what the rule is with the forward lateral, but that wasn't him. But then I don't know. I don't know what the deal is going to be there. I'm sure someone's going to be tweeting about that in a couple minutes. We're up to 948 subscribers on the channel now. Thank you guys all so much. Thank you for being here with us. Clark says, yes, he will get rushing yards. All right, guys, I'm going to go hydrate. That was an incredibly fun witching hour here. We'll be back next week. And of course, check out our prop shows, 11 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, college football with Chris K, noon with Derek Carty talking NFL. We'll be back next week. Thank you all so much for being along for the ride. Dave, Jansen, Michael, Andrew, thank you guys so much for being in the chat here with me. Thanks for watching along. We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a good one. And let's cash some tickets on the late games.